All right, hello everyone. Here we are back for hole number 4 here. And let's take a look here. Got that. And all right, should be good. So hole 4, I believe it's the other par 3. Yeah. So what I'm going to do to set up for this one, you are going to want some sort of length. And also having that backspin option is also going to be nice as well. Here you can see I have an Epoch 5. It's going to be really hard to hit an Epoch 5. You'd probably be better off with a quarterback, which has more backspin. So there's kind of two ways that I kind of want to do this. It's either with with a quarterback, or a Thors are probably going to be kind of your best option. Similarly, you might be able to get away with a rocket, but you might also want to kind of restrict that wind down to keep you out of max range. So let's take a look here. I'm going to go Thor's Hammer with this, just so we can kind of take kind of an alternate approach here. I'm going to go Kingmaker, I guess. And let's just see how we can do. So one of the advantages that you can do is you can crank that backspin up very, very max and potentially come in with a backspin. It doesn't back up much. And I know this from past tournament experience, but it will back up slightly, like a yard or two. So you would have to be very exacting with the way that you do the shot. But another thing you can do, also pay attention to my opponent here. As I mentioned, if you do a wind reducing ball, you can still get away with some of these shorter clubs. Here you can see the quarterback, and this is very similar to what I was mentioning. So I'm not going to play this shot because your Thor's Hammer would come out very similar to this if you wanted to play it at max backspin. It would be very similar. You just have to kind of work on your wind adjustment, but that is a good shot. You just have to really hone in on that landing zone a little bit better and play the wind effect better than you saw my opponent do. But alternatively, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just try to come at this a little bit backdoor here. So just a little bit of side spin. And you can see up where I'm kind of aiming to kind of land a little bit up here towards the front of the green a little bit. We're at least going to go max here, I know for a fact. And I'm thinking about doing a little bit more. So this is what, plus 20. Let's just try this just to see as a start for a very first attempt what this looks like. So right around there. Might be a little bit overkill. It looks pretty good. So you can see what I had in mind. You might just want to start just a little bit more in line with the hole and do it like that, because it looks like what's happening is that tailwind or that headwind is actually it is pulling it back and keeping the adjustment short. But it looks like what's happening is it's also keeping it out towards the right just a little bit more than I originally set up. So the 20% extra does seem, and using the max number, even though I'm not at max, does seem, I mean, you can see I'm pin high. That had a very good chance, but it almost seems like you just want to set up just a little bit tighter on the hole than I did. So if I would have great balled that to the left, it might have been very, very good chance to go in. Similarly, I could set up just 2 yards to the left of where I did. So keep that in mind. You can see that approach, that backspin approach, it is going to be a very good one. I've done that in the past with rocket. And keep in mind, trying it with rocket though, especially with, if you try to reduce the wind too much, it's not going to want to come back as much. So that's one of the main reasons that you can see, even with all the balls that I have at my disposal there, I still went with the Kingmaker just for a little bit of strategy to make sure that the ball has enough momentum to actually still come back. Getting that wind down to a 7, it's going to hit it much more like a stop shot. It won't want to come back quite as hard.